Kanye album, Vultures 1, Volume 1, Edition 1, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Chad, what are we thinking about the album? We got a lot of hate and we got a lot of love. That's usually how it goes with Kanye because he's super polarizing of a figure. I feel like his music is less polarizing though. But as we all know, people tend to create more controversy through his music because of, or just in artists, with artist music in general, because of their brand overall. Although he did say he's like anti-Semitic in the song, but that was kind of just like a joke, I want to assume. Or maybe it's not a joke because it seems like he does feel that way. Regardless though, we're talking about the music. As we discussed, I feel like Kanye makes a different type of music than everybody else in that he is creating songs as like a spectacle, as like an actual art piece, rather than making music that you are going to listen to on a daily basis. So it's hard to listen, at least in my perspective, and give it a rating in because I'm looking for songs that like I'm gonna bump every single day, I'm gonna put on my playlist, whereas a lot of these songs are kind of like, it sounds like I'm listening, it's like a movie experience. You know, you're not going to do that every single day, but you're going to look back and it was cool though. Like it was very creative. Also, some of the transitions, and somebody said it perfectly. He didn't blend the ingredients well. They were all kind of separated because there was a lot of different types of music on here. Like the beginning had like more, like it sounded more dancey to me, more Afrobeat kind of. And then we had the hardcore songs like with Cardi on there and Carnival. I thought Hood Rat could have been more bars on there, but then he came in soft. Pause. Freddie Gibbs was hard on his feature. I know a lot of y'all expected me not to like that, but that was one of my favorite parts on there. I'd say my favorite song though was Burn, because it sounded like old Kanye. It literally could have been an old Kanye song that he just brought onto this new album, kind of like what Uzi did with Red and White, and with Pink Tape. He brought like Flooded the Face back from 2016 or 17, I want to say. It could have been, or at least if you told me that, I would have been convinced. But in general, this was definitely better than Donda. I don't know what I rated Donda, but just in general, because he was more on this album rather than just flooding it with a bunch of features. It was actually his album, it felt like. At least it was a collab tape with Ty Dolla $ign, but Kanye was involved in a lot of the vocals and the rapping, so that's what I liked a lot. Yeah, I would have liked more rapping too, but to be honest, I didn't expect a lot just because Ty Dolla $ign was on it, and he's an R&B singer. He's not really a rapper, so it's gonna have more R&B influence in it. And then of course people are gonna love the Cardi verses just because people love Cardi. I feel like Carnival, Cardi's verse could have been turned up a bit, or the beat turned down a bit so you could hear it, but it was cool. I wouldn't say it was like groundbreaking. I think I liked Fuck Some more than Carnival, even though I like Travis Scott's too. People always hate on Travis Scott just because he's one of the biggest artists. But yeah, I don't think any of the songs were really all too bad. Like I think they were all good in their own right and different vibes, but it did feel like a pop rap album to me. So this just isn't the type of music that I really listen to all the time, although I can listen to Burn. Carnival was cool. I even liked Vultures, even though people hate on that song, saying that it was a trash single. At the time, I didn't really listen to it because I didn't have time, or like I didn't care all too much about it because Kanye just capped about his album releases all the time. So I was like, I'll just listen to it when it drops. Fuck Some was cool. I think I liked Problematic. Was that the one with the I with the flashing lights sample? Yeah, I pretty much liked every single song. There might have been like some songs that just dragged on a little bit, a little boring, and just skipped to the more higher energy ones. But overall, I'd give it like no matter what I say, I'm gonna get destroyed by Kanye fans, so I don't really care at this point. Ty Dolla $ign is pop. Okay, I'd give Ty Dolla $ign like R&B pop vibes. Yeah, that makes sense. So that makes sense that it's a pop rap album, or at least that's what it sounds like to me. I give it a light 7. A light 7, because I wouldn't say it was anything overwhelmingly good, but because it's Kanye, he's always gonna get that huge hype behind him. There was definitely really high highs, but then some of it was boring. And when you're expecting Kanye to come in and be like the icon that he is today, I wouldn't say that this album's gonna be so influential that people are going to look back at this one and be like, oh, Vultures was crazy. Whereas when they go back to Yeezus or Graduation, like you can put those with 9s and 10s of albums, or 8, 9, 10s of albums. So to put this into that category would just be disrespectful to him too. So I'd give it a light 7. I don't want to burn future bridges. What does that mean? I'm also trying to give Kanye the credit though, because there was a lot of creative parts in this album. He is putting a lot of different music out there that it felt like he was bringing back kind of 2000s rap, especially with like the dance shit, like almost, you know, remember Nelly's and the Ushers and whatever, even though Usher might not be as much of a rapper, more of a singer, but you get the point. And also putting artists such as Quavo and all of the artists on here on different types of beats that they would have never rapped on or made music to in the past. Like Quavo, as I said before, was on a guitar instrumental, which actually kind of worked because of how smooth his voice was. So I like that part of the album. So that's why I'm saying it's a light 7. Am I gonna listen to it all the time? Not necessarily. Maybe Burn was fire, but, and maybe Carnival and Fuck Some and Problematic. There's a few joints on here, but overall I wouldn't say like it was the craziest album, but it's still Kanye. It was still exciting to listen to, at least for most of the album. Not all. Some of it was boring, I will be honest.